AJ Styles injured at a WWE Live Event, plus scrapped Mandy Rose WWE plans have been revealed, and a former NXT star has returned to Japan. It is all in the wrestling news right now. We are sending our best wishes to AJ Styles today. It was last night at a WWE Live Event in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where AJ Styles seemed to suffer an injury. So it was a 6-man tag, the OC with Mia Yim in their corner, taking on the Judgment Day with Rhea Ripley in their corner. During the match, the referee threw up an X, signaling that there had been an injury, and we see video footage doing the rounds now on Twitter of AJ Styles outside the ring, holding onto his lower leg and his ankle, being checked over by his teammates, and then being helped to the back by medical staff. The match was thrown out, and there are now concerns about AJ Styles going into 2023. PW Insider give us an update on this, saying the AJ Styles injury earlier tonight was 100% legitimate and not part of some sort of storyline work at the live event in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We are told it was likely an ankle injury, and Styles will be getting it checked out as soon as possible. Until he gets that done, there's no way of knowing if and or how long he will be out of action. Styles was having issues putting weight on his left foot after the match and was walked out by WWE officials. Of course, we are sending best wishes to AJ Styles, as we say, who's had, to pardon the pun, a phenomenal year in 2022. Not in terms of like landing in the main event scene, but certainly being one of those guys that has been a steady hand, that has worked with some really great people and put on some excellent matches as well. Really stepped up during the feud with the Judgment Day, and it was looking as if AJ has kind of kept that Judgment Day rivalry warm for the return of Edge. I don't know what plans were in place for AJ Styles going into 2023. I know he said on numerous occasions in interviews that he would end his career in WWE, so we can kind of see the end of the road on the horizon for him. But certainly this is not the end of AJ Styles. That's not what I'm saying at all. We hope that it's nothing too serious, and we hope he makes a full and speedy recovery. Interesting timing of this. We lost Pele last night. And it was Don West from TNA Wrestling who coined AJ's overhead kick the Pele kick in tribute to one of the greatest footballers of all time. Just interesting timing on that. Nothing but love to the friends and family of Pele as well. Worth throwing that in there as well. We'll keep you updated on AJ Styles at Cultaholic.com. We will. Also, interesting conversation around toxic attraction on Wrestling Observer Live. So there was as you saw on NXT just the other day, there was a promo with the remaining members, JC Jane and Gigi Dolin, and they kind of made reference to losing their leader and, having to rebuild and wanting to take out that frustration on Roxanne Perez. So they never mentioned Mandy Rose by name in this promo, but she was alluded to. Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio referenced Toxic Attraction's promo and said they had to get past it, i.e. they had to kind of reference that Mandy Rose wasn't there, because it'd be a weird elephant in the room if they just sort of carried on and pretended that Mandy Rose was never there. Dave went on to say the plan was to call them up to the main roster without her anyway. So, according to Dave Meltzer, and I've heard certain reports that say something similar, the idea was to take up Toxic Attraction as a tag team rather than a threesome. And I think that's, I don't know if that, obviously now that's going to happen anyway, but I thought the idea of taking up just Jane and Dolin without Mandy Rose was a strange choice, because Mandy was a key component in that Toxic Attraction setup. I think they're going to be fine without her. I think that they're going to make an excellent addition to the women's tag team division when that call-up happens. But apparently, even while Mandy Rose was part of the faction, the plan was, according to Meltzer, according to Wrestling Observer Radio, she wasn't going to get the call-up anyway. Interesting. I am excited for when Toxic Attraction gets the main roster, though. I do genuinely think that that would be like a post-WrestleMania call-up that would certainly get things going in the women's division with them two involved, most definitely. Let's talk about somebody else from the women's division of NXT, mainly NXT UK, or namely rather than mainly. Zaya Brookside returned to Japan yesterday. Did you see this? It was at the Stardom Queendom show where Mina Shirakawa walked out to the ring alongside not just British talent Mariah May, but also former NXT UK star Zaya Brookside. They were in her corner as she teams with Unagi Sayaka. They're part of Pink Kabuki, the team. And they won their match against Mai Sakura and Thekla. And after the match, we saw Mina turn on Unagi. Just like that, wiping out the tag team. Pink Kabuki is done, and in the press conference afterwards, it was revealed that Mina, along with Mariah May and Zaya Brookside, are now forming the team known as Club Venus. So this really marks Zaya Brookside's pretty much full-time return to Japan. Before she was part of NXT UK, she did stuff in Stardom. She was a regular in Stardom between sort of July 2017 and when she joined NXT in 2018. She had a little trip back there for a season in 2019. And then obviously NXT UK closed its doors, and it looks as if she's going to be part of plans going forward for Stardom from here on out. This is going to be a really, really interesting year for Stardom, because this is the year whereby we have the official arrival, pretty much, of Stardom as part of New Japan Pro Wrestling, as part of that major setup there. And we're going to see more Stardom and New Japan crossovers. We have the IWGP Women's Championship as well. So Zaya Brookside could be an interesting part of that whole picture going into 2023. I want to end on something really, really fun around a WWE Hall of Famer. There is a groundswell of support for a Hall of Famer to enter the Royal Rumble in 2023, and that is Bushwhacker Luke. From change.org, this comes from. Bushwhacker Luke, one half of the Hall of Fame tag team, the Bushwhackers, has recently stated he would love to return for one last go in the WWE Hall of Fame, the WWE Royal Rumble, as an entrant in the Rumble itself at the San Antonio, Texas Alamo Dome. As you may know, Bushwhacker Luke was an entrant in the 1991 Royal Rumble, where he famously marched to the ring and was eliminated by Earthquake John Tenta in 4 seconds. Now at the age of 75, he is ready to return. Please sign the petition on change.org and urge the WWE to bring Bushwhacker Luke for one last ride at the 2023 Royal Rumble. I'm for this. I'm absolutely for this. It's a bit of fun. You know what? If there happens to be a space for a Hall of Fame special appearance in the Royal Rumble, why not make it Bushwhacker Luke? Why not make it Bushwhacker Luke? That could be a thing. Maybe just have him there at ringside if there's a concern for health. Maybe not just have him at ringside. You know, the guy that holds one of the records for the shortest run in the Royal Rumble. That was a record obviously broken by Santina Marella some time later. But Bushwhacker Luke wants back in the Royal Rumble. Obviously, you know, we're not going to get a Bushwhacker Luke's last match pay-per-view. I don't think. I know. Hey, Conrad, maybe there's an idea. But how are you feeling about Bushwhacker Luke getting into the Royal Rumble and getting dumped back over once again? That would be fun. Or maybe winning the whole thing. No, not winning the whole thing. Maybe? No. Maybe? No. Maybe? No, that won't happen. I'll stick the link down there if you want to find out more about that, Bushwhacker Luke, and the petition to get him in the Royal Rumble this year. Hey, for more wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out Cultaholic.com as well. Stay safe and love you. Bye.